Hello, Susan Joseph checking in. Hope all is well with you today. Bringing you some information on a buyer's agent. And we talk about, I mention a buyer's agent a lot in a lot of the different videos. So I just wanted to break down in one specific video exactly what a buyer's agent will do for you and why you absolutely need to have one. So this is just a video on that exactly. So just to kind of cover some different things with you. Specifically, the duties of a buyer's agent are care, confidentiality, full disclosure, and accurate accounting. The seller's agent owes the seller the same rights. So when you have a buyer's agent, that comes with the territory. So say you go out looking and you find an agent you really connect with, you don't necessarily have to sign a contract for them to represent you as the buyer's agent in a transaction. I personally do not generally have my buyers sign a contract. If I take buyers out for a day, they usually end up very comfortable with me. I'm very comfortable with them. And we just have a great rapport, and I don't require a signed contract. That's my personal preference. You might hear otherwise. For me, a contract is kind of a scary thing for a lot of people, and I don't know. I just don't like to scare people away with the whole contract thing. So, care, confidentiality, full disclosure, and accurate accounting. So, in regards to confidentiality, your buyer's agent cannot share any of your personal, private, financial thoughts or information with the seller's agent or the seller. Everything is to remain completely confidential. The buyer's agent is also to disclose to you anything that they may know about the property. So, we go out looking, I come home, do some research in MLS, and I find out that this property has a failed septic system that's not being disclosed. I've got to tell you that. I've got to tell you everything, good, bad, or indifferent. A buyer's agent's duties are to show you homes, submit your offers, and give you financial information. So if you need some referrals as far as financing goes, and to get your offer together and tight and help you know how to fill it out and put all of the correct interest rate information and all of your contingencies in there correctly, and to show you the houses that are out there and to show them to you in a reasonable amount of time. We got a call the other day from a gentleman, and we said to him, are you working with an agent? And he said, well, I met this guy at a house and I definitely signed a form. He said, but I've been trying to see houses for a week and he's away, and he told me he won't be back for 2 weeks and there's nobody covering him and I really need to buy a house. So I said, well, let's go out. And sure enough, I'm taking him out and he's going to buy a house this week. So they've got to be available. And not to say that everyone doesn't deserve a vacation, because they do, but life goes on and they need to have somebody covering for them. Something else that a buyer's agent can do is try to find out if a seller is negotiable. I will absolutely ask the seller's agent what the seller's position is on price. Are they firm? Is there room? Are there any offers on the table? I'll ask them just direct, point blank questions that they really can't get out of. And most of them will tell you what they can, and some of them, they keep their cards pretty close. So the seller's reason and timetable. Obviously, very common question, whether I'm on the listing side or the buying side. One of the first questions is, why are they selling? Where are they going? All of that good stuff. So seller's reason and timetable. Your buyer's agent should absolutely find this out for you. Stats on the property. Has it been listed in MLS before and it's only coming up as a new listing because it went to a new agency, or they pulled it off the market and put it back on as a new listing and reduced it $10,000? Has it been sitting out there for 360 days and no one else is buying it because it has a failed septic system? Your buyer's agent should absolutely do research on every property that you're interested in. I always ask the seller's agent, are there any current offers? Have there been any offers since you've had the property on the market? Most of the time when you ask them, they're just going to tell you the truth. So if you're out there and you don't have a buyer's agent, that seller's agent does not owe you anything. They don't have to tell you a thing about offers. So definitely, when you have a buyer's agent and they're out there digging and they know the right questions to ask, they can usually find out a little bit more for you on, the status of the property, timetable, offers, things like that. In regards to structuring your offer, extremely, extremely important. So much goes into this as far as, is there going to be a closing cost credit? Are the appliances remaining? Um, Inspections, your inspection time frame, what inspections you need to do, appraisal, mortgage contingency, interest rates. Um, oh my goodness, so much. So, structuring your offer. Your buyer's agent will do all of this for you. They'll get all of your disclosures together, your pre-approval together, and your offer together for you. When you go into a house and the listing agent is there and they're doing an open house, you're on your own. They absolutely represent the seller's best interest. Make no mistake about it. And that's okay. That's their job. If you want to go in there unrepresented, that's on you. But just know that you are completely on your own. They owe you nothing. They cannot disclose any information that is not in the seller's best interest. So anything that you ask them in regards to, has there been activity on the property or whatever, I fluff it. I'm sure that they're going to fluff it for you too. I'm always, well, yeah, there's activity, and I'm sure it's somewhere along the line that there is. But they will not disclose anything to you that is not in the seller's best interest. They are going to paint the prettiest picture that they can for that seller. And again, that's their job. Anything that you say as you walk through an open house or a showing, they're going to take it all back to the seller. If you were excited, if you loved it, if you were placing furniture, if you were picking kids' rooms, if you were talking about, well, we have the house, we have this. If they know that they have you and this is what you truly believe this is your house, they're going to know that they have you, and they're going to take that back to the seller. So, you ever see that commercial where they go into the car dealership and they say, cold water running through the veins, don't let them know how you feel. Same kind of concept. Go in there, be very quiet. Even if you have a buyer's agent with you, please do not say a word. Just stay very neutral. What will it cost you if you don't use a buyer's agent is really when it comes down to cost what you need to figure out. You can lose so much money in negotiation. You can lose so much money if your inspections are not phrased correctly and if the dates are not in there correctly, if you don't get your repair requests done in time. What it could cost you without a buyer's agent, the list could just go on and on. Now, what will it cost you to have a buyer's agent? I hope I haven't been saying that wrong the whole time. Generally, 95% of the time, the buyer's agent is going to take the compensation that is offered in MLS. Most of the time, the listing agent will split it 50-50. That's not always the case. It varies. But you do need to clarify with whoever you are working with that they are not charging you an additional fee. I used to work with someone who her fee was 3%. If she only got 2% from the seller, she was coming after you for that other percent at the closing. So just know ahead of time what it's going to cost you. I get paid what's in MLS. If it's 1%, it's 1%. If it's 3%, it's 3%. So just do your homework on that and be sure that you know exactly what you're up against. But at the end of the day, make sure that you use a buyer's agent. Cannot stress it enough. Find one that you have faith in, who responds to you and who's educated in the process. So that is it for me for today. Hopefully I've helped you out a little bit. As always, feel free to give me a call on my cell phone at any time, 401-678-0576. Email susanjoseph@remax.net. Please leave your comments below. Love your feedback. I appreciate it. And until next time, be well.